Am I in the viewfinder?
No.
The Blue Ridge Mountains. Mountains that have been home to many peoples over the eons and display their majesty to those who visit today. From the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, we were headed for the Blue Ridge Parkway. On the way, we decided to stop at the Sugarland Visitor Center for maps. Sugarland's Visitor Center. Stacy's putting $1 in the...
Park trail maps are $1. They're provided by the Great Smoky Mountains National History Association and the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Please pay for your map. So I'm paying for my map. I'm just sticking $1 in the slot. And I'm taking a fresh one right from the middle, like the loaf of bread.
Never get the one at the front.
It was on our system.
Upon approaching the visitor center, we noticed a trail, and nice little trail. We decided to investigate the Fighting Creek Nature Trail.
Umbrella Magnolia.
Fighting Creek Nature Trail. Cataract Falls.
Hold up. Here's another guy that's 50 cents.
Very honor system.
It's very fun.
Then we had to decide which trail to take. Life in the old days. Where are we? You are here.
We're here.
These trails out here in the mountains are not, I mean, they're very walking friendly, but there are roots and there are rocks. We decided to start toward the cabin. There are plenty of sights along this path, rich in natural beauty. The trail is marked for points of interest, and there is a guide. Fallen logs become ecosystems for ground-dwelling creatures.
This is where Ryan breaks his ankle and spends the rest of the day in urgent care.
The Tom Sawyer in me could not resist.
Oh no, look at him. He's very agile.
Been doing this my whole life.
He has many chimp-like qualities. Very elegant. You look like Baryshnikov. Well done.
There's a little dancer inside all of it.
You hear about these people. They go off the trail like to use the restroom and stuff, and then they're never seen again.
Yeah. Never go off trail. Dangers of the woods are very real. As are the natural beauties and curiosities beneath the nearly endless canopy of trees. This one seems to have had some experiences. This trail is well maintained and easy for anyone with a little stamina. One good thing about these national parks is that you aren't going to find mounds of trash or, say, a deer stand out here. It's kept very natural. We had a discussion as to whether we wanted to see the cabin or Cataract Falls. Honestly, we want to see them both. When I was looking at the legend, it was just one squiggly line that like crossed over itself at some point.
We really didn't prepare for this hike at all.
No, like, we prepared for this hike as we got out of the car and saw there was a trail. There are signs indicating local flora. There's black walnut out here.
Alright, 5. 5 is Noah McCarter's place. If Noah McCarter's house was still here, you would be standing on the front porch. Oh,
wow. You can just see
the chimney.
maybe it was the
The
chimney.
pile of stones to the right and the remains of the living room chimney are all you can see of the house.
There are only faint evidences left. I'm looking for the chimney. Just a little looking and you'll discover the last remains. Here is the pile of stones. Without the written history, you'd never know there was ever a house here. But certain plants are indicative of past dwellings.
The walnut tree and the row of yuccas to the left of the home site probably were planted at the edge of the river.
With a little more exploration, we found the side of the chimney. It seems it was a sizable house. Wow. The only thing left of a once nice mountain home, just a couple of stacks of stones in the woods. On these sloping hills, farmers once planted crops.
Corn was grown on land this deep. The jokes told about people falling out of their cornfields are almost true.
Imagine working cornfields here. Walking this trail can be a little winding. This log bench is both a rest spot and part of the ecosystem. Stacy found a point of interest regarding the rocks. Oh, these rocks are remains of stone fences. Now not recognizable as such. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you are hiking on a trail such as this, or hiking any long distances, especially in the summertime, but the wintertime as well, be sure to bring plenty of water, because let me be the one to tell you, dehydration is no joke. In these woods and at this altitude, the air is cool, but hydration is just as important. If you're into fitness, this will really give your legs a workout.
Even if you're not into fitness, it'll give you a workout. If you start hiking, you don't really have a choice about the fitness part.
Right. Mocker nut hickory. I have never heard of this particular one. It's a large tree. Human habitation in these mountains have long incorporated the woods themselves for the building of necessities. This bridge is an example. These woods are full of the stories of the people who came before, most of them untold, and most likely to remain that way. There is nothing else on earth that brings exactly the same experience as walking through these rugged lands. You are close to the flora and the fauna. Up ahead there are 2 wild turkeys, 3 wild turkeys. There are opportunities for sights you seldom see, far away from the more populated areas, protected.
It's like parents and babies.
There are a bunch of them.
Is that right, parents and babies?
A mother and some young adolescent. It is vitally important to preserve our national parks and refuges, where we can see and be reminded that the wilds are actually a thing to be appreciated. 6 or 7. The woods are full of gems and treasures. Oh, Stacy has spotted something. The Ownby place is just ahead. Past the mountain laurel, up to a genuine frontier cabin. The John Ownby cabin, built in 1860. Across a small log bridge. Then there's Bob. Don't write your name on stuff out here, people.
Wow, I've never seen a graffiti person like shamed via an official park sign.
Let's hear that again.
Wow, I've never seen a graffiti person like shamed via an official park sign.
Wow. Me either. Don't be like Bob. Look at this fence. Long before the invention of chain link fences or barbed wire fences. Simple but effective. Well, it looks like Bob had a lot of company. This has been unfortunately scarred by ignorance.
People are sad and they're broken and they want to leave their mark on the world, but you really just need Jesus. Once you accept Christ, your desire to deface objects goes away. The Lord will help you.
The last remaining structure from the Forks of the River community, which existed in the days before the park. Made of rough-hewn logs with a wooden shingle roof and a fieldstone chimney. Let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find...
Oh, it looks like a Blair Witch project.
I think it's fine. The door is made of timbers.
Yeah, and see, you didn't have a 500 t-shirt collection, so you could just live in one room like this. Cozy.
Unfortunately, in dwellings like this, you would frequently have visitors from the outside.
Just feel nice.
And a spider.
You can make them a little scarf. Put them in a Christmas stocking. I think that's actually the plot of Christmas Mouse. I don't think that's like a real thing.
I'm going to take a stab here and guess that at one time there was mud in the cracks so you didn't just freeze in the winter. Bob has had a lot of company here. But look how these walls are constructed. It's logs. They put boards on the cracks. And I don't know if this is original. I guess it is. I guess this is not a recreation.
You want me to look it up?
No, you don't have to.
I think it is a real one.
Stacy looks it up. Stacy thinks it's a real one. I'm pretty sure it is. Fieldstone chimney.
Yeah, it was reconstructed in 1963 using much of the original material.
Ah. So it is original with repairs.
Yes.
It fell into a poor state and was repaired in 1964. In 1976, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places.
The clay mortar in the chimney comes from the banks of the nearby Spring Branch.
Wooden constructions and wet environments are why there are so few ruins in the east as opposed to the western United States. Frequently, all that remain are rock chimneys.
Spring house, their garden, and cornfields.
Wow. At least it needs a little more repair on the roof shingles. There's a hole up there and it's causing decomposition on the one of the major supporting beams. Once the roof goes, the rest is soon to follow.
You did want to see the cabin.
I'm irrevocably drawn to these old structures. Fieldstone chimney. These were later made of brick. As you can see, yeah, it was originally insulated with mud. So all the cracks you saw from the inside would have originally been filled with mud for insulation. And the chimney. And this is a pretty small dwelling, but I tell you, it would have taken a lot of work to build this. The timbers of these old homes are thick and dense, literally tree trunks. The only reason any of these homes remain today. As these old structures are few and far between, preservation is now more important than ever. I'm just hoping I shot that well. Oh, as we leave this mountain cabin. So appreciate them while you have the chance, and help to preserve what we can.